on because I have another one.
You have a thing?
I have a question. I have a question for the two of us.
Okay. Nobody wants to hear
the W.
It is.
Cue up the W! I swear I need a thing for the cue of the W. I need a.
That's his job.
No. We need to make a thing so the cue of the W. Just cue of the W.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put a title or something.
Star.
Continue. Don't listen to us. We're gonna. This
Okay, so here are the things. Yeah, there are several.
Can
questions.
I answer this question with 2 words? Beat him.
No. You and your husband are so close. How do you find time to be alone?
We don't. Next.
That's 2 words. What does a date night look for you?
We don't have that. Next.
What? Okay. I don't think that date nights are important.
For some people, it might.
But they're not asking some people. They're asking
They're
us.
asking us.
For you, it's not. But
For us, like, we never have time alone. When the children were born.
No, that's not true. We have lots of time alone every night, but we don't really we're not childless.
Right. The children are still in the
What
house.
people are thinking about is, children not being there. No, that doesn't happen.
we don't have anywhere to go.
Well, we could always lock you out.
You could
It's
always
not going somewhere.
You could always take it over and go to the mall. I mean,
No. We just lock their ass out.
But that's not going somewhere. That's being locked.
It's not being in the house.
but we've never been that couple that's like, oh, we need to get away from the kids.
Get away.
We chose to have
get
children.
away, not the kids not being there.
Right. We chose to have children. We spend our time with our children. That's never been an issue for us. And as far as date night goes, I don't need to go out and spend money to have time with my husband.
Well, I don't know. People
People
act
enjoy that.
I don't understand why people think that they should behave the way they did when they were dating.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
You got married to stop dating.
Yep.
So if you wanted to keep dating, why did you get married and have chillins?
And
Why didn't you just stay dating? And that's the argument I think that a lot of people have against marriage.
Yeah.
I don't want to be married. I want to be dating.
right. I want that excitement.
Then do that.
Uncertainty.
But don't get married and expect to be still dating.
Yeah.
Because trust me, you're not going to feel the same way. You're not going to act the same way. You're not going to think the same way about dating your spouse as opposed to dating someone that could just walk away from your ass anytime they want.
Yeah, one of the YouTubers Keegan watches, she's married and she calls her husband her boyfriend. And it's like, but he's not. You got married and have a child.
Why do you want them to be a
Less
boyfriend?
than. Yeah.
Seems like you want them to be a husband or a
why
wife.
you got freaking married.
That's why you got married.
It's like, why hold on to that thing?
I get people want the idea of newness and that feeling of getting to know a person, but after 15 years, 30 years, 20 years, 5 years,
Right.
Sorry, that thrill is gone. Unless you start dating someone again.
And it's not going to be the person you married.
Right, it's not going to be the person you married. So, no, I don't. I get what they're saying on one level, like,
It's important to spend time together.
but spending time together, you can do anywhere.
Right.
And
We
kids
do
don't
every
have to
day.
be don't have to be removed for that.
Get dressed up and go to.
But see, that's just it. The dressed up thing. Why did you do that from the beginning? Did you do it because you wanted to?
Or were you doing it to impress the other person?
Exactly. You did it to make a certain impression on them. I don't think you have to make those impressions after, 10 years of marriage. Do you?
I hope not.
Are you?
maybe in different
It's
cultures,
not
but not
gonna
for.
be. It's not gonna be better than what it was. You know, when you saw them, they stepped out of the shower that morning.
Right.
You're not getting a different thing. You're not seeing a different thing. You're not. No, I'm sorry. No, it's just a waste of time. Anyway.
Okay.
That was it. Was that it?
No,
for the
there were
Q
two
or the
more.
W?
What recommendations do you have for couples with young children to keep the flame going?
Didn't we already do this?
I
feel
know.
like
It
we
seems like
already
we
did
do this multiple times.
Just okay. I think what you should do when people ask these same questions, just be like, "Here's the podcast where we answer this."
Sometimes.
Yeah, but where is that podcast? Because
Right.
I don't know.
I
what
don't
that
know,
podcast
but
is.
this question has been answered before.
Okay, so what's your recommendation, young man?
I don't have a recommendation.
Okay,
It's your question.
But
Right.
if we've done it before, then shouldn't you know our answer?
No.
Why do I have to answer your
Then
answer?
stop butting in.
Okay. Anyway,
What's your recommendation for couples with young children?
bedtime.
Bedtime.
That's my recommendation. Consistent bedtime.
That was probably the best advice I'd ever gotten. From your granny said, put them in bed at the same time every day and just do it. You're gonna need it.
Yeah,
She was
then
right.
You have your time.
Right, because if the kids go to bed at 8 o'clock and you're sitting down with your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whomever, by 8:20, and you don't go to bed till 11 o'clock, that's all that time that you get to be alone, talk, have adult conversations.
There's
Just
your time.
be quiet.
There's your time.
Or have a sound.
Every day.
Right, every day. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend, they still go to bed at that same time. Their little bodies need that, and our big bodies need that. We need that quiet time, that rest and relaxation. That's when you have the conversations with your other person.
So there you go. Bedtime. Bedtime is the best.
Yeah.
Put them to bed, then you can party, relax, watch a movie. There's all the stuff that you want to do. Now, if you're trying to do things outside of your home, well, that's a whole different thing.
Well, even then, bedtime.
Yeah, but then bedtime is irrelevant, and you're now talking about somebody else being there to watch them.
Well, not if they're sleeping. They're just in the house to make sure that they're.
No. There's still someone has to be there watching them, whether they're sleeping or not.
They just have to be in the house to make sure that everything is okay. But
I don't know why you're trying to split
not-
this hair.
but they're not managing.
No,
them.
they're there. You
Okay.
have to have. Now you're talking. What was the biggest problem that you had? Was having someone else be there.
That's the
what the
last-
hell are you talking
that's
about?
the
That was
last
like your number one problem.
That's the last question. How do you find a babysitter you can trust?
You don't.
You don't. There are only
Jeez.
3 people that had our children consistently if there was a need, and that was your mom,
You don't have to name them.
that was the nanny,
Don't have
and
to
that
name
was
them.
my best friend. That's it. I didn't trust anybody else. Nobody else could care for my children.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You didn't have that trust.
That's
you
what
didn't have that.
I
You didn't get the child down the street that was old enough to stay with little children while they slept, as you said.
Well, I did
you
one
didn't
time.
have that. You didn't have that at all.
I did that one time,
Like I said,
But-
you did not have that.
but
You did not
she was
even.
basically family.
You did not trust anyone
Nope.
to be able to do that.
No?
So most people, I mean, that may or may not be an option. For some people, I would say at some point I got one. I think after my brother was born, we got one babysitter, and that we had that one babysitter.
And I had lots growing up, and I can't say that one of them was kind to us. And so that's what jaded me against finding someone to keep my children, because I didn't want my kids to ever be treated the way I was treated. And so why have children if you're just gonna push them off on someone else? Is how I viewed it then. But if I have to give recommendations to find a babysitter, I would say you have to ask them all the same questions you would if you were going to take them to a child care. Make sure that they have CPR and first aid. I'm serious.
Dude, you're talking about stuff that most people just don't walk around with, and babysitters are not
Actually,
one of those groups of people that have those things.
They
especially
do.
when you're talking about in the neighborhood, people you know, parents, you know the parents, and you. I mean, I don't know what the status of babysitter is today. I know what it was when I was young.
Well, it's changed quite
a bit. It definitely wasn't CPR rated babysitters. That was not a.
Well, now they have like a course, a babysitter course that girls can take or teenagers can take. Yeah, and they can get first aid and CPR.
So we've gone too far. That you're the whole idea of the babysitter was a low qualified person that did not have any special training so that they could get money in a fairly safe way, because those children were basically just being put to sleep and then the babysitter was just in the house.
Right.
And that's it. Maybe you played for a little while, you were there if the child needed to get up and do something. If they started to feel sick or they did it, you could get on the phone and you could call wherever that person was.
Right.
Because there were no cell phones, of course. But, I mean, come on now. If you're going to start putting babysitters through the same kinds of... They're not babysitters anymore. They're child care professionals. I mean, they're something else. Yeah. And that's not really... I mean, now we're talking about getting rid of just the... I mean, it's like, what does the newspaper boy need now? Does he need special training to ride that bike? Does he have to go and get some kind of special certification so that, he throws the paper the correct way and is driving safely on the correct side of the street? I mean, come on. We're removing what was the stuff of children so that they could get a work ethic, so that they could learn different, sometimes skills, or just be able to kind of practice them away from their parents and blah, 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 and have some responsibility. We've taken all that away now.
Yeah.
Some certified babysitter? Man, please. If you got to get a certified babysitter, then maybe you need a certified child.
Or just only for children.
Oh, God. Now you ain't never going nowhere.
We went places on occasion.
Anyway. Next.
That's it. That was the last one.
I hope that helped.
I'm sure it didn't.
I can't see how it would. I really don't. What else you got?
That's all I have.
I got nothing.
I had 3 things on my list.
I got nothing. Oh, I do have something. I got Gaming Monday.
You guys are gonna do it again.
And I've got Flashback Friday. But I need a better name for Wednesday.
What you doing Wednesday?
More Coffee Hump Day. But I don't know. It's something. It's a hump day because it's Wednesday. And it's a coffee chat day on the YouTubes. But I don't know what to call it. So.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Flashback Friday.
We at it again Wednesday?
Huh?
We at it again Wednesday.
We at it again.
We at it again.
We at it again. We doing it again.
That would be an opportunity to put that in.
I gotta find that. Where I thought it was, it ain't. And it's in a podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Is it from when you came
If
back?
I do a flashback and I go back and I try to find, I'll probably find it just by doing stuff. But that's it. That's all we got for this week.
Yeah.
Got anything else? You're done? I got nothing. should tell them.
After 5 months.
After 5 months, he's returning. The return! That should be good.
The last thing I uploaded was Far Cry New Dawn, actually.
Okay.
So, I'm going to do that today.
Alright.
I think we should do the game chat after that, because I'll be playing games, and then I can make my opinion on it.
Everybody anticipates that. If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can follow us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, or the Google Podcast at the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs. If you like the email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. I think we sound better. I think we have cut down some of our echo.
Isn't that your...
Doesn't it sound like it?
I can't tell.
You can't tell? Your ears aren't working?
I can't tell.
I think it's helping. Hopefully we look a little bit better against this wall. We're not trying to hide things with a backdrop. I still think we need a more interesting backdrop.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to get some like different muslins and with different stuff on. Because white just ain't going. We might as well just use it as a wall. But the hot lights are still there.
Hot lights are not hot. They're not hot at all.
What else you got over there? That's it? That's all? What?
Actually, the hot lights are right there.
They don't get hot either. You're making
That one
faces.
does.
There's this program in Missouri.
This sounds
where
like a long story.
It's not. There's this program in Missouri where drag queens go to public libraries and read to kids. And now there's a Republican lawmaker in Missouri who has introduced a bill to criminalize this.
Criminalize what?
Drag queen story hour events.
Drag Queen Story Hour?
Did you miss the first part of it?
I think I missed everything.
There's a program where drag queens go to public libraries and read stories to kids.
Why is that a big deal? Why anybody can go to a public library, hence the word public.
It's
Public library and read to kids. Why is it?
well, so now this Republican lawmaker in Missouri has introduced a bill trying to make drag queen story hour events at public libraries criminal, and the librarians
What's
and
the crime? Reading to kids?
yeah, and drag.
No. Reading to
kids.
kids. Because drag is not a crime. So drag can't be a crime.
No, drag cannot be a crime.
So if drag can't be a crime, you're saying that reading to kids in drag is a crime.
That's what this guy is trying to say. And the
What?
librarians would be penalized with potential
Why do you
fines
bring
and
this
jail
up
time.
now? Now my blood pressure gonna go up.
I just saw it. We want children to be read
Why
to.
do we
does it
care?
matter? Why does it matter what the person is wearing when they read to the kids? As long as they have clothes on.
Wait. What if? So you're telling me an ugly woman can't read to kids at a library?
They do it every day.
Well, I mean, what are we really saying? I mean, you can't have a penis under the dress? I mean, we're not looking under the dress anyway.
No.
So what are we really saying?
He's trying to criminalize drag.
Why? Why do you care? Nobody comes into your bedroom when you're dressed up as, like, you know, a woman. Why are you worried about other people being dressed up as a woman in public? I mean, if Hoover can do it, you can do it too.
So I'm out here.
Say goodbye to the people.
5 people.
Peace.
This thing comes with a $500 fine and up to a year in prison.
I'm not listening anymore.
What kind of nonsense is that?
I'm not listening anymore.
For reading to children.
Not listening anymore.
It's super popular in St. Louis.
Duh.